All right, here we are. I'm very excited to bring you guys Heritage Auctions here. I'm here with Jerry. Jerry, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, I've been, Anthony, I've been here at Heritage for 12 years. Before that, I spent 5 years grading books at CGC. And before that, I was a weekend warrior at these shows like a lot of these dealers selling my wares while I was a computer programmer. But I've been collecting since 1965, so I've got a pretty good background in this.
Awesome. So what is your actual role here at Heritage Auctions then?
I help acquire new collections for future auctions. And then when the books do come in, I help grade books that we don't send out to be certified, because we will sell, raw books and they need to be graded still. So I do a lot of grading in-house.
Okay, awesome. And I've noticed here on the banner, you're the world's largest comic book auctioneers, correct? Is that?
That is correct. Last year we sold about 58 million in comics and comic art.
Wow.
Yeah, we're kind of the 800-pound gorilla in the business.
That's crazy. And I noticed you guys have 2 booths here, right? One on each side.
Right, we're also set up down in the original art section and we're featuring more of our art and animation that we sell in our division down there.
Okay, so you guys are splitting half and half just based off.
Right, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Now, it's Comic-Con 2019. I know you guys probably have some really nice exclusive items here that you guys are probably excited to display. What do you have on store for today?
Well, what we're hoping is we have a book that's really going to pop and hit the $1 million mark, and that's a Captain America #1. It's the San Francisco pedigree. It's a 9.4, and we think it could hit the $1 million mark.
Wow, that's incredible. $1 million. Would this be your first $1 million?
No, we sold a Detective 27, which is the first appearance of Batman back in 2010, that hit the $1 million mark.
Okay, that's incredible. When people say a #1, how rare or exclusive is a #1?
Well, it depends on the era, because they actually printed a lot of comics in World War II, but unfortunately with paper drives for the war and then for the Korean War, and then there was a lot of burning of comics in the early 50s when they thought comics were causing juvenile delinquency. A lot of church groups wanted you to bring your comics down and they'd have a bonfire.
Wow.
Yeah, but sales have fluctuated over the years, so to say #1, like Walking Dead #1, which is the most recent hit, that'll sell for about $3,000 in 9/8. They only did 7,000 copies, whereas now they're printing 50,000 copies usually of a #1. No one thought a zombie comic was going to take off, and then a few years later it got a TV show and boom,
There you go. Yeah, the rest is history on those, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, Jerry, so I've got another question for you. What are people really buzzing about here in the display cases?
Well, I'm not a gamer, but we're finding out we started selling games that have been certified by WADA, some unopened video games, and people are pretty excited to see these. Now these books, or these games rather, are still selling in the low thousands, but it could be the next big thing as certified games start to take off in the future. That's the nostalgia for a lot of this group.
Okay, and you said unopened?
Right, many of them, when they get them certified, yeah, I mean, if you have some old game, PS2 game, let's say from 1990, that never was opened, that's rare. And so, people want something like that.
I could see that, because I'm almost certain it'd be hard to find a game that hasn't already been somehow opened or tampered with in some sort of way, or deteriorated even over time. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, so Jerry, I've got to ask you, so for somebody that's loved comics as a kid, but might have been saving up and really wants to get into the collectible side of things, what would be a good stepping stone for someone like me?
Well, if you wanted to sign up on our site at ha.com, then what I would suggest is find something you like, because if it goes up in value later in life, you got a winning lottery ticket. But if it doesn't, you have something you like. That's the first rule of collecting. However, then after that, condition. You want something that's in nice shape, because while lower grade books might go up in value slowly, the higher grade books are the ones that shoot up. So find something you like, something you have a passion for, not just because you think, oh, this is going to be worth a lot of money, because then when it's not and you're disappointed, you think you got ripped off.
Right, yeah. All right, so let's say I acquired something, right? I acquired something. How am I going to best keep it in good condition?
Well, the best way and the most important thing is keeping it in a cool, dry place. I mean, they'll sell books and they'll put them in a backing board, or if you get in a certified book, it's in a nice hard case. But the thing of it is, don't display your book on the wall. Be real proud, because then it'll get sunstruck and fade and everything. A cool, dark place, you know, and they'll make special, you know, boxes you can keep these in that won't shift the books too much. And keep them in the closet.
Yeah, keep them as pristine. So keeping them in the normal plastic case with the cardboard is probably not the best option.
Right. Yeah, and don't keep them in the basement, you know, next to the furnace, or in the attic where they'll all dry out. Keep them in a climate-controlled area.
Okay. Well, that's great advice, because I know I'm a collector of David Copperfield. I grew up as a kid magician, and I put all those photo frames I had him sign on the wall, and then over time all the signatures disappeared.
They'll wash out. The funny thing, sometimes I'll see a book, some deal who should know better in their comic store, and you'll see the comic later, it's all faded out except one little spot where there was a price tag that didn't fade out, and you'll know where the price tag was.
Yeah, you can just see that, like, pristine, vibrant color, and everything else.
In one spot, everything else is washed out. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Before we go, Jerry, I did happen to notice you guys have a secret vault over there. Can you please tell me what's inside the secret vault?
Right now, just a couple of consignments we picked up here at the San Diego Comic Convention, but at night, the $2 million worth of stuff we have on display all goes in the vault. We don't leave them in the glass cases overnight.
Okay, there you go. Smart man, smart man. Earlier I heard you mention you guys have an auction coming up. What was that website once again, and when is the date?
The website is ha.com, and the auction is August 1st to the 3rd. However, we have auctions like this, what we call our signature auctions, 4 times a year, February, May, August, and November. And besides those 4, 52 weeks a year, we have an auction every Sunday where we sell about $300,000 or $400,000 worth of comic books. These are maybe a little less expensive than what's in our signature auction, but it's a great starting point for the young collector, because they'll be able to afford some of the stuff in our Sunday auctions.
There we go. So to answer my question previously, if you guys want to check out, want to get into the collection game a little bit, you can go to ha.com, see their weekly auctions, and maybe get your foot in the door with collecting.